Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Crypto Space. So in today's video, we are going to cover Pepe, its recent price action. We are going to check if my targets are still on track. And on the top of that, we are going to cover a couple of interesting news for BTC and of course, a couple of very bullish charts for BTC too. And of course, we are going to cover altcoin charts as well. Ladies and gents, if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and a quick disclaimer that this video is not financial advice. And now let's hop into Pepe itself. So Pepe is currently trading at a 0.058175 and is currently experiencing a leg down of 4.9% on a daily time frame. Market cap is currently sitting at 3.4 billion USD. 24-hour trading volume is currently sitting at 993.6 million USD. So yes, Pepe is dumping on a daily, but if we are going to look at the overall picture of crypto as of today, as of the time of recording this video, most of the altcoins are pretty much experiencing a downward momentum on a daily. However, I do believe that we are going to see the major reversal in coming, let's say, days and weeks. And of course, I'm going to back that, by the data that I have prepared for you today. But firstly, let's have a look at Pepe holders, because as I'm saying, that is very important. That will be kind of pointless to buy Pepe if that is going down, right? However, that is going constantly up. So as of 5th of May, we're sitting at 215,468 holders, and as of today, we are sitting at 216,468 holders. So basically, ever since 5th of May, we are sitting on 1,000 new holders for Pepe. And now let's have a look at the chart before I'm going to show you another ones. Okay, so that is a 4-hourly chart for Pepe. So first things first, one of you said in the comments that I am crazy thinking that Pepe can do 4x, and yes, maybe I'm wrong. And if I'm going to lose money, I will let you know. If I'm going to make money, I will also let you know. So let's actually zoom this thing in, and as we can see now, that is obviously a 4-hourly time frame, so we do have that bearish momentum on a 4-hourly time frame. However, I don't think that this is something to be worried about. So as we can see on the stochastic RSI, we are almost experiencing that bullish cross, so we could see a little bit of a pump for Pepe, let's say another couple of percent, but of course this is something that I'm not really happy with. So let's have a look at the daily time frame. And as you guys can see, we could probably see downward momentum for Pepe on a daily, and we could even, see that retest, of that level over here as a support, which basically would be from now on, around 13% dump for Pepe. However, I do believe that Pepe is going to see a major move upwards, because first of all, on the weekly time frame, guys, as we can see, Pepe is, gearing up for the next move on RSI. So let me actually draw a resistance line over here, and let me change the color so it can be a little bit more visible, and we can clearly see that Pepe is kind of gearing up for that overbought territory on RSI. And of course, that is not going to determine that Pepe is going to see huge pump in the coming days, but this is the overall idea of where market is going. So let's come back to Pepe. At the moment, I do have to be patient with my DCA in. I'm reminding that I'm not trading with leverage, just quick DCA in and quick DCA out. But now let's have a look at the liquidity, because obviously that's important too. So first things first, we do have some liquidity worth of around $1 billion above levels of 65,000 for BTC, and not mentioning about that level in here, which is around, which is around 1.1 billion USD worth of liquidity on Binance on its own on a monthly time frame. And as we can see here, that these are pretty much shorts. So many people are shorting the market, and guess what market makers like to do often? Yes, you guessed it. They flash those leverages. So now let's have a look at ETFs. We do have positive news, because as of 6th of May, yesterday, we are sitting on positive inflows of 217 million USD. Good thing is that Grayscale actually saw a second day of inflows. Well, very little inflows, but still 3.9 million USD is better than zero or negative. BlackRock 21.5, etc., etc. So we do have the positive day. And on the top of that, Bitcoin network has now processed over 1 billion transactions since launching in 2009. And now this is a Bitcoin chart, and of course we do also have to cover BTC and overall altcoin charts in order to pretty much determine of what we can expect from Pepe, right? Looking at Pepe chart on its own is not going to really help me with having an idea of what's going on. So anyways, shout out to trader Grade. Bitcoin is retesting the support which BTC flipped in earlier time on 4-hourly time frame. Money flow index MFI is also showing the support it's nearby at this level. We might see a rebound soon, and I'm reminding that this chart is 4-hourly time frame, so your chart could potentially look a little bit different, obviously depending on when you are going to see that video. And now that is a little bit of a longer time frame for BTC. That is a weekly time frame, so shout out to Titan of Crypto. Bitcoin targeting its previous all-time highs again. It's just a matter of time before BTC breaks its previous all-time highs. From a Bollinger Bands perspective, Bitcoin has just pulled back to the center line like 2 cycles ago. No bear market on the horizon. So let's examine these previous price actions for BTC. So when BTC was pretty much dancing around these previous all-time highs, we can clearly see that after that we had a huge parabola for BTC. So that cycle was in 2018. Now we've got 2020, 2021, the same thing, right? Sideways price action, boredom, rejection, whatever, however you want to call it, and after that a pump. So let's have a look at this cycle. As you guys can see, we have a bigger pullback in these areas of previous all-time highs, which means that bigger the pullback, bigger the future pump potentially. And now that is a weekly chart for BTC, so shout out to El Crypto Prof. Why is nobody talking about the fact that the stock RSI is at the level last seen in September 2023? A parabolic curve is categorized by the fact that it becomes steeper and steeper. Just take a look at 2020, 2021 and tell me that this chart doesn't look exciting. So guys, let's look at it together first of all, right? So that was the action basically in 2020, right? So we had COVID crash, that was our black swan event, and then we had, in this cycle FTX crash, which we can technically call a black swan event, right? However, that printed opportunity to scoop up more BTC or whatever other crypto. But my point is that the stochastic RSI on a weekly is quite low, as we can see here, right? And every single time on a bigger time frame, basically that indicates that we could see a further pump coming very soon. I do hope that this is quite easy to grasp. And now if we are going to look at this beautiful chart, so shout out to the Scalping Pro, Bitcoin 70,000 next, BTC just closed above 60,000 on a weekly. The wick below weekly support zone was a fake out just to trap the breakout traders. And yes guys, that is basically what's happening. Usually these pullbacks, at this time in the bull cycle are basically fake outs, leverage liquidations, and on the top of that a bit of manipulation to shake us out, retail investors, from our bags, so bigger players, aka lizard people, can get into our crypto at cheaper prices. And now overall it appears that the price is consolidating above the all-time high. The next stop will be the range high or 70,000 plus. So guys, this is what I was basically saying. Let's have a look at the liquidity. We do have that liquidity above $70,000. So that is very possible that we could see the next leg up. And now speaking about fake dumps, this is basically what happened in the previous cycle. So we had accumulation zone, right? Then we had the first pump out of that box of accumulation zone. Then we had the fake dump, obviously. And after that, we had euphoria phase for crypto. And this cycle is exactly the same, in my opinion, at least. So first of all, accumulation, and then we had the first pump out of that accumulation, fake dump, and most likely we are going to see that euphoria phase in this year. And now guys, let's come back to trading view, because there is one thing that I would like to also cover, and that of course it's altcoins, right? So let me actually zoom this thing out to the weekly time frame. So guys, that basically is total market cap excluding top 10, and of course that means that it's including Pepe. So that chart is going to help us determine of how much of upside potential our beloved Pepe frog has. So first of all, let's have a look at what is happening at the halving time, right? So at the previous halving time, we actually had very little dump in comparison to the previous one. However, 2016, we had major pullback after the halving event, which means that probably it did scare a lot of retail investors that thought that crypto is done at this point. So let's go back into this current cycle. If we are going to look at the overall picture, we have seen a dump of 23%. However, if we are going to look at stochastic RSI on a weekly, we can see that stochastic RSI is pretty much going to experience a bullish cross in coming, let's say, days. Who knows? As we can see over here, guys, let me zoom it in a little bit. So that bullish reversal, I believe, is actually coming. If we are going to look at the perspective of the green box, we can see that we have a lot of upside potential this cycle for Pepe. And now that 4x potentially is bearish, to being honest with you, but for me, that's what I need. You know, I will be very happy with Pepe doing 4x for me, so I can move on to the next project with my gamble money. And that was my gamble money. And now answering to the question, Pepe or Kaspa, I would say both of them. You know, I do hold Solana, I do hold Render. I am very bullish on Render as well. And now Pepe is just a meme coin, and I actually would like to have some fun with meme coins. And I would suggest that you guys don't put everything on Pepe, because for me, that is just a gamble money. Ladies and gents, that's it what I got for you today. I hope that you have enjoyed that quick update, and I wish you having a great day or evening wherever you are in the world. Peace and love, crypto.